Tonight on the Panera Bread High School Football Game of the Week, North Hills hosts Pittsburgh Central Catholic right here on the Champ Sports Network.
What Panera has been about since the day we began it was creating the kind of food that we wanted to serve to our own families. We wanted a place with soul. We wanted a place that was real. We start with artisan bread, handcrafted by professional bakers using fresh dough. It just tastes better. Fresh food served on real plates with real silverware in an environment that allows you to sit and relax. Making today better is a belief that you should leave feeling better than when you came in.
Charlie Batch joining us for the broadcast of this call. Thanks for joining us. This should be a good one. Panera Bread Bowl High School Football Game of the Week here with head coach of the Pittsburgh Central Catholic Vikings, Terry Totten. Terry, getting set. Week 2 here at North Hills after a big win last week against Shaler. It's going to be a great one tonight.
Yeah, we expect a dogfight. I mean, they're a very good football team, very sound, very well coached. They play solid, hard-nosed, fundamental football, so we'll see what happens.
With the offensive output you were able to accomplish last week, obviously looking to build off of that here this week.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping we can get something going outside because they're very tough inside the tackle boxes.
Now, number 2 ranked in Quad A. You guys don't pay attention to the rankings, though?
No, not really.
All right, Coach. Good luck today.
Thank you very much.
Panera Bread Bowl High School Football Game of the Week continues here from North Hills, here with Pat Carey. Coach, you're opening up here at North Hills. Last week you got your first win as head coach at Penn Trafford, but now here to run out for the first time in front of the home fans. What are you feeling?
It's exciting. It's exciting to be back at home. It's exciting to be here. We're going to honor Coach McCurry tonight, a guy who is a legend in our time and has set the bar high in this program. So I'm excited that he's here tonight. I'm excited that our kids think that's important. And obviously being a first conference game, we're excited to get this thing going.
Big 7-point victory for you guys last week against Penn Trafford on the road. A big Quad A game, even though it was out of the section, still an important one to get off on the right foot.
Very important. They're always a quality opponent to us. They've always played us tough. We found a way to beat them last week. We faced some adversity, and we were glad to get out of there with a victory. I think that's a quality team that's going to win a lot of games this year.
Potent offense at Pittsburgh Central Catholic. What do you do to stop them here tonight?
Well, it's hard to stop them. You got to try to slow them down and take some of their weapons away. They're multiple in what they can do. They can run the ball well. They can throw the ball well. So, we're going to try some things, but we're going to try to slow them down, make it a 4-quarter game, and see if we can sneak it out in the end.
Coach, best of luck tonight. Enjoy this one.
Appreciate it. Thanks for your coverage.
Coming out of the McCurry Fieldhouse inside Martirelli Stadium, welcome you to our Panera Bread Bowl High School Football Game of the Week. As tonight, the North Hills Indians, number 8 in our Champ Sports Network Power Rankings, take on the number 2 ranked Central Catholic Vikings. And for the first time in 2013, 35 years, Pat Carey leads his North Hills Indians onto their home turf here at Martirelli Stadium. New jerseys, new helmets sporting by the Indians. as they get set for our Week 2 Panera Bread Bowl High School Football Game of the Week alongside Charlie Batch. I'm at Fargo. So glad you could be a part of our Week 2 broadcast that pins up yet another Quad A showdown. Last week, we had number 1 versus number 2. Number 2 takes down number 1 16-10. Upper St. Clair defeats Woodland Hills. And now, a new number 2 in Pittsburgh Central Catholic. They move up from 3-2 as Upper St. Clair now the top team in our power rankings in Class Quad A. And then you have North Hills, an impressive 21-14 victory over Penn Trafford last week to start off this 2013 high school football season 1-0. Both of these teams taking a look at the standings in the Northern 8 Conference. Right now, Central Catholic is a half a game back of Seneca Valley, who improved to 2-0 on the season last night. Thursday night game, they defeating Pine Richland 43-25 at a huge second half. Seneca Valley now atop the section. Central Catholic would be more than happy to join them at 2-0 after tonight. North Hills, this is their conference opener as they were outside of the conference last week to open up the season, as I mentioned, against Penn Trafford. So this one all the more crucial for the Indians, who open up this 2013 Northern 8 schedule against the highly touted Pittsburgh Central Catholic Vikings, who have a litany of stars returning. We'll talk about them throughout the broadcast. North Hills will get the football to begin things. And we're going to get to see a very impressive Central Catholic defense. Yeah, their offense is powerful, but so is their defense as they shut down Shaler last week in a rousing win, a 65-3 win over the Titans of Shaler back in Week 1, and have yet to give up a touchdown this season, and they look to continue that. The Chain Gang, as they refer to their defense, locked down for sure. Well, here we go. North Hills, Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Battle of two 1-0 teams in the early part of the WPIAL 2013 high school football season, the 99th year of WPIAL football.
Back deep to the seat for North Hills.
Monte Frank and Brandon Wagner are the deep backs for the Indians. And we are underway. This kick fielded from the 5-yard line across the 10, 15. Stutter step across that 15-yard line and up to the 19-yard line before getting swarmed down by those navy and gold pants wearing of Pittsburgh Central Catholic. North Hills, they get set first down and 10. Buckley gets credit for the tackle, and here comes that North Hills offense led by first-year quarterback Jake Bruder, a junior, a 5'8 junior, 167 pounds. He was in a quarterback battle with Brandon Wagner, a 5'8 junior as well. And Bruder won that battle and now lines up under center. The offset eye, man goes in motion. Bruder turns around and hands it off the right side, and getting tracked down very quickly on the play, Nico Thorpe.
Wagner's brought down by number 4, Nico Thorpe.
Lanker was the ball carrier for the Indians on that first down run. Nico Thorpe, as I mentioned, the tackle, and we'll hear his name quite a bit. He's one of the stars. The 5'11", 220-pound senior comes in to make the tackle for no gain of the play, and it's a second down and 10 from the 19-yard line. Bruder lines up in the shotgun. Option play. That gets nothing. Plunging for maybe getting back to the original line of scrimmage. That's Kevin Koch. Coke got the brunt of the carries in last week's win over Penn Trafford. Ryan, the tackler for Pittsburgh Central Catholic, so it'll be 3rd down and 9 as they do give credit to the 20-yard line. So 3rd and 9 for the Indians. Shotgun at a sidecar to the left. Bruder under pressure, going to take off and run with it. He can run. He scoots around one and another, breaking a few tackles and picking up a North Hills 1st down, and is able to flex his muscles as he crosses the 1st down sticks, as he'll pick up 12 yards on the 3rd down and 9 play, picking up the 32-yard line and moving the sticks for the first time this evening. .10 to play, opening quarter. Opening drive of this week 2 of WPIAL high school football, our Panera Bread Bowl. Burner gets the snap, turns around, hands it off right side, trying to get the corner. Got the 35 and tripped up on the play here to the near side. Brandon Wagner, the ball carrier, on the stop for Pittsburgh Central Catholic.
Number 38.
That was Joe Tyndall, a 5'10 junior, makes the stop, but not before a pickup of 6 yards. 2nd down and 4 coming up from the 32-yard line at 9:36 on a moving first quarter clock. Burner sends a man in motion right to left. And we'll hand it off the left side. Breaking free, Brandon Wagner.
Brandon Wagner, the ball carrier.
And he'll have a 1st down out to the 45-yard line.
Number 24, DeMar Hamlin.
DeMar Hamlin, the tackler for Central Catholic, but not before the Indians move the sticks once again, now out to their own 45-yard line. And have taken so far a 3-minute drive and methodically moved the football, slowly but surely picking up those 1st downs. They've now picked up 3 so far on a 3-minute drive that is yet to see them cross the midfield stripe, and we're going to get a timeout, a very early one at that, called by North Hills on a 1st down and 10 from the 45-yard line, and that gives us a chance to take a look at this coaching matchup, and boy, is it a good one. Pat Carey it's been well documented, taking over, the 42-year-old taking over for Jack McCurry, retired after 35 years, the 3rd winningest coach in WPIAL history with 281. Carey was quoted in one of the papers saying, well, got 1 down and 280 to go. But both of them are 2 great friends, and in fact, the irony of this story really plays out like a Hollywood script, as Carey was a captain of the North Hills 1987 team that was crowned a national champion by USA Today in '87, and his coach was none other than Mr. McCurry. McCurry had Carey in his staff 19 years, 15 were as the defensive coordinator for this staff. So they definitely hired from within here at North Hills.
The ball carrier.
Cope gets the call on 1st down and 10 and picks up a yard.
Number 54, Dan O'Neill. As well as number 18.
On the other side, it's Terry Totten, the 1976 graduate of Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Both of these 2 coaches in this Bread Bowl game coaching their alma maters, and how rare is that, even in the WPIAL, see 2 coaches going up against each other that donned the uniforms that they are now coaching. On a 2nd down and 8 play, here to the near side, nice cut back against the grain. Flag comes flying in behind the play in the vicinity of that inevitable habeas corpus holding call. And we also have a downed Viking at that 46-yard line. Check the flag first. It is in the holding vicinity, so this one will be coming back against the Indians, but Central Catholic has more pressing needs to tend to.
Holding, North Hills.
as the injured Viking gets tended to here on the near side by the Central Catholic staff, and he has been helped up to his feet, and it does not look good. The injured Viking is Cody Trosic, a senior, not being able to put any pressure on that right foot, right leg. After the holding call, second down at 18 from the 38-yard line. I formation. Handoff to the fullback. Lowering his shoulder and plowing forward.
Jake Bruder hands off to number 33, Corey Bopp.
Getting the carry there, Corey Bopp. 228-pound senior makes the stop, or makes the carry rather.
Third down at 13.
Third down at 13 for North Hill. 7:20 to play, opening quarter. Shotgun formation for the Indians, and a sidecar to the right, trips here to the near side. Rolling here is Brudner. Going to try to cut back and will not be able to. Great pursuit to the football. 54 comes up for Central Catholic to make the stop. Dan O'Neill. O'Neill, a senior, makes the tackle, and it will be fourth down. And after draining a lot of that clock in the first quarter, North Hill's forced to punt. And welcome in the second part of our team, Charlie Batch, once again joining us in the booth.
What's up, Matt?
I don't know, you tell me.
I don't know. You should see the crowd. You should see the line out there.
This stadium is packed. It was tough to find parking about an hour and a half ago.
And right now, it's still a line out there to the point where you still have at least another couple hundred people trying to get into this game. I don't know where they're going to park at.
Central Catholic takes over.
Well, Central Catholic's offense going to take the field for the first time here in week 2, and we get to see J.J. Constantino, the quarterback of our best of the batch preseason team, wearing 16 too. You gotta like that.
I like that number. I like the size that he has, 6'5".
Handoff right side. It's Luigi Listabrizza busting it to the outside. First down and more across the 40 to the 45, and finally knocked down at the 47-yard line. Luigi Listabrizza, 5'10", 187-pound senior, scored 4 touchdowns in the route last week in week 1, and he busts out a big one there.
And you can see the play didn't develop the way that it should, because he almost stumbled coming out of there, handing the football off, but it turned out into a big play.
First down at 10, Central from the 47 of North Hills. They get a big play on that first down, and Listabrizza gets the carry again and busts through into North Hills territory, close to the first down marker. And Luigi Listabrizza has taken the 2 carries of Central Catholic from scrimmage and have turned them both in. Are they going to give him first down yardage? Nope. Yeah, they will. Yes, they will. Took the official a second or two.
Took them a second or two. The offensive line, you can see they are dominating the line of scrimmage right now, open up huge holes.
Constantino from under center. Listabrizza, they give it to the fullback, and he'll plow forward inside the 35 to the 34-yard line for Central Catholic.
Constantino hands off to number 19.
That was Devin Falloon. This fullback gets the call. 5'11", 230 senior.
Quick hidden trap play. You can see Cotton North Hill's off guard, but they were expecting a pitch outside. Nice job. Nice play call right there.
Well, Listabrizza. Then they go to Falloon. A second down and 1. 2 wide receivers out to the far side. Listabrizza gets his 3rd carry and has a hole. 25, bouncing it off inside the 25 down to the 21-yard line.
Luigi Lista-Brinza, the ball
And
carrier.
Lista-Brinza is feeling it. He really has that great vision. It seems like he's been playing at Central Catholic for the last 7 years, but he's a senior this year. This is it.
This is it for him. You can see he's out there using, his experience right now to set up the holes, and you can see keeping North Hill's defense off balance.
1st and 10 for the 22 in North Hills, 4:50 here in the first quarter. Lista-Brinza again gets the call, and finally North Hills finds an answer for Luigi Lista-Brinza. On the stop, Shondell Jones and Kevin Koch make the stop. But Lista-Brinza still picks up 2 yards, and that's a bad play for him.
Bad play for him, but you have to be curious on whether or not here a play action pass comes here, because North Hills is selling out to stop the run right now, and they have man-to-man on the outside.
Central only puts the ball in the air about 12 times a game, and it won't be this time as Lista-Brinza gets the call again. It picks up just inside the 20 down to the 19-yard line.
Brought down by number 13, Kevin Cook.
Koch gets the tackle. And it'll be 3rd down and 7 coming up. I would have liked the play action there, Charlie.
I would have too, because they had man-to-man on the outside. Now when you try to do it on 3rd down, North Hills will be a little bit more prepared on this situation, but let's see what they come out with.
3rd and 7 from the 19. There is the play action, and it's going to Constantino on a keeper. Got the first down, and so touchdown, Pittsburgh Central Catholic. J.J. Constantino on the bootleg that picks up 19 and a touchdown, but hold the phone. We have a flag on the play. Is this one coming back?
It's coming back, and you can see wide receivers, they didn't have to hold in that particular situation because Constantino was already past them. It's unfortunate in that situation because you give up a touchdown, you move them back 10 yards, and you're going to have to repeat 3rd down.
That one hurts. That's a drive killer right there. It will be 3rd down, and they'll move them back, so it will be 3rd down and now long, depending on where they spot this hold. It would be from the spot of the foul, which they're going to benefit here. It's going to end up being 3rd down and 1 because of the hold was so far upfield, like you said. So 3rd down and 1, I formation. Lista-Brinza gets the call. No, it's going to be that fullback Falloon getting the call and getting the first down to the 9-yard line and picking up the Central Catholic first down. Really obvious running down for the Vikings, and they pick up the first, get a fresh set.
They get a fresh set. Now you have to think, if they didn't make it in that situation, you knew they were going to go for it again because they weren't going to lose yards, but they were going to have, that was 2-down territory right there. They was able to pick up the first down on the first play.
3:25 here on that first quarter action. Rowdy Rooters, packed house up there on the hill. And we got a pre-snap penalty.
They're going to have a false start. And you talked about those Rowdy Rooters up there. Maybe a little crowd noise affected Central Catholic right there.
Yeah, they've been up there for a long time.
Central Catholic.
And pretty excited about this year of North Hills football, a new era where we're talking about Pat Carey, the new head coach, taking over for Jack McCurry, who 35 years and finished 3rd winningest coach in WPIAL history with 281. A lot of history here between these two. I formation. Lista-Brinza the ball carrier. And right up the middle to the 11.
Luigi Lista-Brinza the ball carrier.
On a first down and goal play.
33, Corey Bop.
Bop the tackler. 2nd and goal coming up.
2nd and goal coming up. I mean, right now, this is your play action period. Down right here in 2nd down, but you just don't know. With that way they've been dominating the football on this particular drive, I don't know if they abandon the run right now.
2nd and goal from the 11. Lista-Brinza carrying tacklers down to the 5-yard line. And a host of red jerseys in on the stop.
23, Luigi Lista-Brinza.
I saw a number of them in Adam Hall among them.
Stephen Smith.
So 2:05 here in the first, and You said it, steady dose of this Central Catholic running game, and really not much of a surprise.
Not much of a surprise. They're lining back up in the same formations that got them down here to this point.
Here's the bootleg again from Constantino. Can he get in this time? No, he cannot. The door slammed shut by North Hills on the bootleg by J.J. Constantino, trying to get to the pylon. And a host of red jerseys coming, slammed the door shut. Among them, Corey Bopp, Coke, and the rest in company on the stop there that shut the door, and it will be 4th down and goal from the 2-yard line.
When the play started, you thought, okay, Constantino was going to walk in. And next thing you know, you see the North Hills defense just collapse. And the speed of that defense right there, you see they did a nice job of making sure that Constantino didn't get into the end zone in that particular play.
So it will be 4th down, and I believe the Vikings of Central Catholic want to talk this one over, and rightfully so. It's a big time of the game, and you almost feel like after all of this, you want to get 6 here. You don't want 3.
You don't want 3, and if I'm sitting there, if I'm Central Catholic head coach, right now I'm saying, hey, let me go down, attempt to at least convert on this touchdown. And if not, hey, my defense, I'm confident enough in my defense to put North Hills back on the 2-yard line, because I don't think they can drive 98 yards. And it's worth the gamble of a 6-point gamble right here for them versus kicking the field goal.
You're the gambler.
I'm the gambler. I'm going for it right now. Because right now, North Hills haven't done anything up until this point that stopped Central Catholic's running game. So just put them down there. They were able to force them to punt the football a series ago. Now back them up a little bit with less room. Now they become one-dimensional by running the football.
Let's see what Coach Terry Totten has decided after the timeout. Constantino, I formation, Lista Brinza dots that I. 2 wide receivers split out each side respectively. And on the bootleg, it's to the other side. It's a race to the pylon and a throw, and it's caught for the touchdown. They thought Constantino was going to run it in, and instead he just popped past it over to a wide open awaiting Graham Adamitis, who ironically enough started at quarterback last year for Central Catholic. That's quarterback to quarterback for 6 right there.
You see, I love the play call there. You give the quarterback a play run or pass run option, and you can see as he started to run toward that line of scrimmage, number 3, Andrew Bly right there laid a shot on Constantino, and he's sitting there, he's stumbling, running off, but that touchdown pass feels a lot better once you convert it.
Extra point is good. A 1:11 left to play here in the opening quarter. And Pittsburgh Central Catholic gets on the board first with a 2-yard pass and catch. J.J. Constantino to Graham Adamitis, who, as I mentioned, started the first couple games last year because they were awaiting J.J. Constantino to be ruled eligible by the WPIL after transferring from Kiski to Central Catholic. So a little bit of irony there to begin here week 2. Central Catholic, though, on the board, and you know this, it's so crucial to get on the board first on the road, and Central Catholic able to do that here.
They were able to do that, and you can see now they were able to take the crowd out of it, to gain that momentum going into their second drive. And right now it puts the pressure on North Hills because they have to answer the call. And if you're to be a very good offense, you have to be able to respond to any score that your opponent does. And now here's a chance that North Hills gets coming after this kickoff to see whether or not they can answer the bell.
Well, North Hills, they had a decent first possession. They were able to move the ball up and pick some yards up, but the drive stalled after almost 5 minutes had gone by. Very fast-moving first quarter. The return across the 20 to the 21-yard line. That's Wagner. Brandon Wagner, a 5'8 junior. Pretty young group, but North Hills got that first win out of the way. I talked to Pat Carey pregame, and has to feel good. You know, there's so much pressure succeeding a guy like Jack McCurry, and to step up and be able to get that first win on the road at Penn Trafford, and now to come home to the home fans and play a very good Central Catholic team in week 2.
And they are, and you can see everybody's excited here. The crowd is into it, and right now, what better way from North Hills to come out here
Hand off the left side. Not much doing on the carry. That is Wagner once again. No gain on the play. Second down and 10 coming up as we wind down this first quarter. Panera Bread Bowl High School Football Game of the Week here in week 2 already. It's going to be here and gone before we know it. And you know, with the difference between the college and the NFL ranks, where you only have 9 weeks to make an impact, you only have 9 weeks to secure your postseason. That's how crucial these early season games are, even more so than at any other level.
There is, and that's why, you know, at 9 weeks, and that's why it's so crucial in training camp to bond, gel as a team, because you only have 2 weeks to prepare. You have a couple scrimmages, but that doesn't simulate what an actual game is going to be. And a lot of teams started out slow last week, but now as you enter into week 2, you want to make sure that, hey, everything is starting to click, and now you need to start playing some of your best ball to make sure everybody's gelling together as a team.
And Central Catholic got things going off the right foot with a conference win. And North Hills is trying to do that here in their conference Northern 8 opener, but 12 minutes in the books, and Pittsburgh Central Catholic has an early 7-0 lead thanks to J.J. Constantino's 2-yard touchdown pass. Has the Vikings on top of the Indians. Here after 12, we'll come back for quarter number 2. It's the Panera Bread Bowl High School Football Game of the Week right here on the Champ Sports Network.
When everyone else is going to sleep, I'm just getting up. Every night, in every bakery cafe, we bake fresh bread from fresh dough. Not because it's easy, but because that's what makes the best bread. And when it comes out of the oven, it smells so good. At Panera, baking is our passion. It's a craft and an art form. Real bread, fresh dough, done right. Making today better. It's a belief that fresh bread makes the difference.
Hi, I'm Charlie Batch. Here at the Best of the Batch Foundation, we know the importance of the internet.
I use it to do my homework.
We use the internet for everything.
That's why Comcast offers Internet Essentials. It brings affordable internet into homes that qualify, because your child can really succeed when you have internet in your home. So call 1-855-8-INTERNET or visit internetessentials.com.
And we welcome you back to Martirelli Stadium here on the Champ Sports Network. Quarter number 2. Indians and Vikings. Third down and 6 from the 25. Back to pass. Bruder going down the far sideline and led his receiver just a bit too far down that far sideline. Stephen Smith, the intended receiver, and it will be fourth down, and the Viking defense very stingy, yet to allow a touchdown in this young season. Just 3 points last week at Shaler.
You can see everybody's oohing because he missed the pass, but people need to recognize Richie Ryan, number 50 there, he laid a shot to put the pressure on the quarterback that didn't allow the timing, because that could have potentially been a touchdown if the timing was right.
So credit the pressure of the Central Catholic defense for that overthrow. This punt going to give Central Catholic great field position as they'll get it on the plus side of the 50-yard line, as Central Catholic will take over first and 10 from the North Hills 48-yard line.
Attrition was brought down by number 31, Dan Connolly.
Back to work for the Central Catholic offense, Charlie, and I think we're going to see a lot of the same, a lot of Luigi Listabrinza. High formation for the Vikings. Back to pass. And on the curl route to the far side, it is completed out to Schaefer Swan, a 6'2", 195-pound senior.
Schaefer Swan.
Oh, he dropped it.
Yeah, they called it incomplete. He had a better angle. Looked like a catch from up here. So you can see the referee right then and there called it.
I thought you were sweeping away a bug or something. Second down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Bobbled snap there, and he is going to go down, and I think that might have been a decision made by J.J. Constantino, because he knew nothing was going to be open, And that one was kind of doomed from the start. He tripped. He almost lost the football. And really, it has to be a good thing that they only just got sacked on the play and just a loss of 5.
Loss of 5, and that's something that you stress way back in training camp. Center quarterback exchange, and those are things that just can't happen. But now when you look at it, Constantino's helmet came off. Yep. So now he has to sit out for a play, and you have Graham.
Adamitis
coming in, and next thing you know, let's see what they do here on a 3rd and 15.
Well, how about that lead in? We had already talked about Graham being the quarterback from last year, and he comes in, who would have thought, back to pass, and now the handoff to Lista Brinza on the draw play.
To number 23,
and I mean, I think you can feel for Graham as far as that. It's that quick that you have to be ready to run out there.
And the good part here for Graham is the fact that he was playing some wide receiver.
Right.
So he's warmed up throughout the course of the game versus sitting since pregame, and the whole quarter goes by, and you have to go out there on a critical 3rd and 15 to try to go out there and convert.
Brandon Wagner back deep to receive.
4th down at 7. They're going to go out to punt on the Vikings. Yeah, that's that new USA football rule. The helmet comes off, and if it's not a penalty, this punt is shanked. And poison is being yelled here on the near sideline as it rolls out to the 23-24 yard line, and we have a flag down at the midfield stripe, so we're going to check that. Central Catholic going to get a chance to redo this, as just got a t-shirt cannon.
Yeah, and it landed on a roof. So nobody's
got to turn it down.
So nobody's able to be happy. He has to work on his aim down here.
Yeah, that's the principle of North Hills.
Yeah, that was a bad. They should talk about him on that first shot.
I don't know if that just got over.
When you look back, I think they just had a 21-yard punt. So I think the person who's happy right here, hopefully, will be Riley Redmond. So he's able to have another opportunity to kick that football, because he would love to redeem himself if he has another opportunity.
You going to try to catch one here?
Yeah, if it comes up here, yes.
Holding Central Catholic.
I don't know. I think I'm watching.
The replay at 4th down.
You might get me in hoops, but I don't know.
See, now you look at it, you go back out here on a re-kick. North Hills is gambling because they feel that they can get better field position. But I'm telling you, Riley, watch. I have a feeling that he's going to go out here and he's going to boom one and put him inside the 10.
Yeah, that's risky. I mean, why not take it at the 26 and cut your losses there? Well, another chance. Much better punt. Fair catch is being called for. Bobbled the punt. Ball is loose. Central says they have it. The officials still conferring, trying to get underneath the pile. Central says they have it, and they do. Oh, brother. And could you have not set that one up anymore, Charlie?
That's something that you gamble for when you re-kick it. Now, even if he did catch the football, he would only gain 4 yards. And that's something that, hey, you want to know what? Like you said, cut your losses, take the ball at the 26-yard line. Now he bobbles the punt. Now you give Central Catholic the ball on the 29-yard line, and that's not sitting well with Coach right now.
No question. Oh, that hurts. First down at 10 for Central Catholic. They're right back to work, and it's Luigi Lista Brinza back to work, fighting his way, scrumming his way to the 26-yard line. And North Hills would have been just fine with having that 26-yard line a couple plays ago.
If I was a coach of North Hills, I would not have re-kicked. I would have took the ball, momentum. You had the momentum because you did a nice job of stopping Central Catholic right there, and you hopefully could have converted that into points. But right now you're sitting here on the edge of red zone, and Central Catholic looking to add on to this lead.
2nd and 7 from the 24. Lista Brinza again gets the carry. Stacked up on the play. On the stop,
Constantino hands off to Luigi.
Alex Carmody, a junior. 3rd down coming up. This would be a huge stop for North Hills if they can shut the door again on Central Catholic, not allow them to put any more points on the board. Ironically, last year we did this game, Champs did this game at Carnegie Mellon University. Final score was 14-0 Central Catholic.
Right.
So
a little closer than what people would have thought. Yep. But when you look at this play, now let's see if they hold consistent by running a play-action pass here.
Nope, give it off to Listabrinza, and he lowered his shoulder, fighting for that stick, and boy, is he close. Maybe that last stitch ever might have given him that final stitch of that 19-yard line. Boy, that was a generous.
Wow, yeah, when you look at the generous spot, you're thinking, and then all of a sudden, ref comes in and says, no, I'm not even measuring. This is going to be 4th and short. But if Central Catholic went for it last time, or they were going to go for it last time on their 4th down play, which they scored on, now you have to turn around and guess you knew Central Catholic would go for it here.
4th and inches and a quarterback keeper from Constantino, and he got it.
You have to use all 6'5" of that frame. You know he has to be able to get half of a yard. And if he didn't, you better believe his teammates would have talked about him if he wasn't able to convert on the 4th and 1.
That has to happen by accident.
1st and 10, Vikings.
Student section doesn't agree.
No, not at all.
I was down with them pregame. Quite the rowdy bunch, not to be confused with the rowdy bunch on the hill.
No, not at all. They're ready to go. You see everybody in red. They're not playing, and they're rooting for their Indians tonight.
Listabrinza gets the ball carry and picks up the the 16-yard line.
Number 13, Kevin Cook.
Cook the stop.
In on a tackle.
Have to say, I don't know about you, my first time at Martorelli, seeing a game.
This is impressive. I've seen the lights riding past here, but to actually see this field, it's impressive.
Fullback dive play. Picks up 4 yards on 2nd down to the 11, Falloon, who's been kind of that nice change of pace for Luigi Listabrinza, who is a lot more finesse than Falloon is power.
And he's a nice changeup because he's a quick hitting, his legs are moving, and they have a hard time bringing him down. He's been a consistent 5 or 6 yard gain when they hit him with that quick trap.
3rd and 2 from the 11. Listabrinza off left tackle as he gets tripped up across the 5 down to the 3 yard line. Gotta love the way this kid runs, though.
Brought down by number 3.
And they always find a way to have a nice solid back each and every year.
Central Catholic.
And it seems like he's around forever, too.
Yeah. First down at 10 from the 3. Central trying to go up by 2 scores. Listabrinza diving and flipping into the end zone for the Central Catholic touchdown. And I give him a 10 on the board for the somersault. And put a 6 on the board for Central Catholic as Luigi Listabrinza from 3 yards away gets it. Extra point here for Central Catholic. Is through the poles.
And you can see, I mean, you look at Luigi right there. Nice job of flipping over. He got a nice block by number 3 there, Schaefer Swan, on the kickout block. But after the play, Swan ended up limping off the field. So I'm wondering if he's going to be able to step back into this game because he had pressure. He had problems with putting pressure onto that leg, and he actually hobbled off. So I'm hoping he comes back and he's not that too bad of an injury right there.
Yeah, of course, Schaefer, the son of Lynn Swan, the former Pittsburgh Steeler great, NFL Hall of Famer, and co-owner of the AFL Pittsburgh Power team.
Right. You know one thing, you better believe Swan, he knows how to catch the football. So he has one of the best to learn from. So if he didn't know anything else, he was going to know how to block, number 1, and then catch the football.
How about Listabrinza's somersault to the end zone? That's a little dangerous, huh?
Yeah, a little dangerous, but he's feeling it. He's their workhorse here in this first half, and he's doing nothing but nice things because that offensive line, you have to give them credit throughout the first half. They came out and they wanted to dominate the football game, and they were already doing that.
Here's on the return, Brandon Wagner coming back against the grain, and that's dangerous. And the swarming special teams of Pittsburgh Central Catholic swarming down Wagner all the way back at the 9-yard line, and Central Catholic has the seesaw of field position well on their side.
They do, and you can see they were trying to set up a left return there. Central Catholic did a nice job of kicking it to the left, opposite of where the return was, and as the returner went to grab the football, he was trying to find his blockers, and by that time the timing was off and it was just too late, and you can see here they are on the -9-yard line to start their drive.
First down and 10 for North Hills. Handoff off that left side as Kevin Koch gets the call.
Number 13, Kevin Cook.
Koch, a 6', 200-pound senior. DeLuca the stop, second down and 8 after a gain of 2.
Gain of 2. Second down and 8.
And if I'm Jake Bruder here, I'm calming down my offense to say, look, we don't need to go out here and try to get a quick score. Let's stay within our game plan. Put a solid drive together before the half. If we can go down here and put 7 points on the board, that takes a lot of pressure off of us as a team, because now that allows us to play our second half evenly.
Handoff, and he got popped as soon as he got the handoff. Central Catholic reading that play from the very get-go.
Coach brought down in the backfield by number 8.
That was Angelo Natter. And like Pac-Man on that one.
He was, and you can see Central Catholic, it seems like they know what play is being called because they're in the backfield, and it's very tough from a timing standpoint to execute any play. And now you have a 3rd and 10. It's a critical situation. They have to go out here and convert on this particular play.
Man in motion and an option. Bruder steps up into the pocket, lets one fly, and throws this one well out of bounds. Bruder got popped to the backfield. North Hills faithful wanting a flag for a late hit, but they're not going to get it. And 3 and out provided by the chain gang defense of Pittsburgh Central Catholic. They've done this chain gang thing for years now. They have literally 11 chain links that they all put their hands on pregame and have a little speech, and it's quite the informational and gets you pumped up for playing some defense. And that gets you pumped up for playing some special teams. Nice pop by the young man, Monte Frank, a 5'7", 150-pound senior, coming in like he's about 6'5", 250.
All 150 of them, too, because you could hear that hit up here, and you could hear the crowd, ooh, right behind us, and it was a nice solid tackle. Form tackling, you can see wrapping up, not allowing the defender to move anymore.
Well, this is a crucial stop for North Hills defense with 4:48 here in the second quarter. First down at 10 and a 14-point lead for Central Catholic. Lista Brinza handoff going nowhere.
Lista Brinza brought down in the backfield.
Chris Lee.
54, CJ Fuchs.
And CJ Fuchs also getting credit for the tackle. And this is going to lose 5 yards, second down at 15 after the handoff there.
Big play on first down. I mean, that's what you want from a defensive stop.
Second down at 15.
Turn around now. If you can turn around and get that going, because you put them in a second and third long situations, that takes them out of their game plan.
High formation. Twins here to the near side. Back to pass. Constantino, slant route, got his man underneath. A check down receiver. Cameron Sutherland, a senior, makes the reception. And will pick up 4 yards of the lost 5, so it's third down at 11 from that 42-yard line of North Hills.
Trying to get some of it back to put him in manageable third down situation, but if he takes a look one layer up, literally you had Swan coming in on the right behind for a potentially bigger gain than what was already there.
Split backfield. Constantino back to pass, and we have a pre-snap penalty as whistles will blow this one dead. Pat Carey yelling some things here on the near sideline.
Illegal procedure, Central Catholic.
Legal procedure against Central. We'll move them back.
And I think Central should be happy, even though it's a pre-snap penalty, but they should be happy because North Hills got off the ball well, and that potentially was going to be a sack if this penalty wasn't called.
Well, they have, on this drive, took 5 steps backwards, 4 back, and now 5 more back.
There you are. I think they're going to let one go deep.
Back to pass. Constantino rolling out. Setting up and going deep. Down that far sideline. And the catch is incomplete. Incomplete intended on the play. 10, Cameron Sutherland. You said it. You called it. They were going to go deep.
I don't know. What are you on the sideline down there? You can see how they were setting it up. They had nothing to lose in a 3rd and 17 situation. Knew you had man-to-man coverage on the outside. Why not take a shot? Loosen up that secondary. But North Hills was ready for it. They played the ball well. And it allows them now to force Central Catholic to punt the football. Now with another opportunity with 3 minutes left in this first half to go down and potentially put points on this board.
Huge stop by the North Hills defense for sure. And really, this is going to be a heck of a punt. Fielded from the 6-yard line, and they are going to have their backs against the shadow of their own goalpost to begin this drive, as quite frustrated down there, and understandably so.
As well as number 4, Nico Thorpe.
And that's not a bad play by Andrew Blythe there. Everybody's looking at it because he fielded the ball, but the ball was rolling. If not, that means Central Catholic could have downed that football in a 1 or 2 yard line in that particular situation. I like the play by Andrew. Good job of securing the football and not doing anything that was going to jeopardize his football team, because he saved them at least 3 yards by fielding that football.
A little bit of breathing room compared to what it could have been for sure. Under 3 to play here in this second quarter. 14-0 Central Catholic. Man in motion right to left. It's Kermode, and a handoff off the right side. Eddie McDonough, junior.
To number 2, Eddie McDonough.
And McDonough's going to be able to pick up about to the 10-yard line, gain of 3 yards.
Brought down by number 4, Nico Thorpe.
Thorpe on the stop for Central Catholic.
I want to see North Hills stay with that pistol formation. They've been doing a nice job of mixing it up, but it seems like when they line up in the pistol set, they're gaining yardage the way that they should. And you can see right now they're coming right back with it. And I think they can turn around and keep Central Catholic off balance by using this particular formation.
Bruder turns around and hands it off here to the near side. They'll try. McDonough lowering his shoulder and picking up the 15, across the 15, and very close to first down yardage. Schaefer Swan back out, or I beg your pardon, Trey Tarpley on the stop for Central Catholic.
Stay with it. North Hills needs to pick up the tempo right now because you're under the 2-minute mark. You want to make sure that you're now going out there converting first downs, but the clock stops if they pick up a first down, and then they can turn around and try to take some shots, because you're going to need some chunk plays in this drive in order to put points on the board.
3rd down and 1. Handoff here to the left side. It's McDonough. And he is going to be very close to first down yardage on that first push forward.
And you can see left foot spot right here, generous spot by the ref there. And you can see it gives North Hills the first down, stops the clock with 1:29 here. They need to now push the tempo to go out here. Now open it up, throw the ball down the field. Let's see what you can do, because they had some plays open earlier in this first half. They just weren't able to convert, but if they can get some time, now they can get those 20, 25-yard chunk plays that they're looking for.
1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line. Bruder from under center, 1-man setback. He gets the call. A nice delay, and he got some room. 30. Hit to the near side and pushed out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Clock stops with 1:10 on the carry for North Hills. An impressive run for 13 wearing red, Kevin Koch. And a first down for the Indians there.
First down there, you can see now they can take their time, got out of bounds, save some clock, and let's see what they do here, because I want to see them again. I love that pistol formation. I love it. They're lining back up in it now.
2 wide receivers out. They'll send another in motion to send 3 to the far side. Rolling out. Bruder stepping up, going to take off and got some wheels. Flags come flying in behind the play. And I think we're going to get a holding call here. That's it. We talked about that habeas grabus.
That's tough. I mean, you look back, you're trying to roll out, but you had Nader sitting there, number 8, Nader waiting for the rollout. Penetration, he forced the holding. I think it is a holding penalty, but he forced the penalty there, and now it pushes North Hills back. and now it makes them one-dimensional here with 1:02 left on the clock.
There's the hold.
North Hills.
Coming up at halftime, we'll get a chance to go behind the scenes on the Best of the Batch Foundation's Batch Pack, Project Batch Pack, and all the happenings that went on this week. Boy, was that a lot of fun and a lot of work.
It was. It really was. A lot of work behind it. Hats off to the team who put it together. And all the smiles on the kids' faces this week, it was priceless.
Yeah, stick around for that. That's going to be pretty cool. Handoff right up the middle. Kevin Koch. And Koch got the ball stripped away from him. Central Catholic took off and ran with it, but whistles had been blowing for the last minute and a half.
And they have. And North Hills, this seems like they're content right here as they're backed up in their own 20 to run the clock out. North Hills is not allowing that right now. They call a timeout. I think they still have 2 timeouts left. So depending what happens on these next 2 plays, Central Catholic is looking for an opportunity to get this football back so they can take a shot back down the field.
Central has 1 with that timeout. That's their second charge, so not exactly what they're plotting here, but
not what they're plotting here, but now you say they have 1 timeout. I was mistaken there. 1 timeout. When you turn around and look to see what North Hills is doing, if they're content with running the football out, now they're going to turn around and hand the football off. Look for a handoff here so they can try to force a timeout on the other side, run the play again, and then at that point the half should be over.
Boy, is it more comfortable here tonight than it was week 1.
That weather-wise is fantastic. Last week it was brutal. It seemed like it didn't even dip underneath 90 degrees. And here's my hot dog.
Shirt.
There's my shirt.
Woo!
I thought he was sharing the love. He kept the hot dog. Wait. There goes another one. What? I thought he was sharing the love. There's no love here.
Second down at 27. Jeez,
Fumble on the play.
Yes, it is. Ball is on the carpet. Central Catholic football. And maybe that was why they called that timeout.
That's why they called the timeout. They didn't think that it was going to happen this way, but they knew there was a chance for them to get the football back. North Hill was trying to run the clock out, but you turn the football over from fundamentals on what you do day 1 of training camp. Quarterback, running back exchange. They weren't able to do it right there, and you can see turnover, and now gives the ball Central Catholic on their 22-yard line, looking to put more points on the board.
This would be huge with 29 seconds left and up 14-0. Split backfield. Constantino, 3-step drop, steps back up, throwing, and that one skips short. Pressure coming as Constantino had very little time to get that football away. Kevin Koch was barreling down on him. Lista Brinza was the intended receiver. 2nd and 10.
And North Hills, their defensive line, are putting too much pressure right now on Constantino. They need to line him up in the shotgun to allow him a little bit more time to go out there and read down the field. And if not, they're going to struggle because North Hills' penetration is too tough.
Shotgun, Central Catholic. This is crazy talk.
Yeah, it is crazy talk, but that's the only way that you can really sit back and throw the football.
On the delayed handoff, Lista Brinza jumping over one of his offensive linemen to bust it out to the far sideline. Got the 25 down to the 20, or I bet it's the 14-yard line. Beg your pardon, as Lista Brinza jumping over one of his offensive linemen to pick up the 9-yard pickup.
Nice job there, 9-yard pickup. More importantly, he got out of bounds on that particular play, so it saves him a timeout. They can now run the football, get the first down on this particular play, call a timeout, then take some shots down the field.
3rd and 1 from the 13-yard line. Lista Brinza will have the first down. That will stop the clock with
Brinza, the ball carrier.
I guess it didn't.
No, it should have stopped it. There's no way that clock should still be running.
They didn't give him the first down.
No.
Well,
wait a minute.
What
Something
is going
has
on?
to happen. He either has to. That should have been a first down, and that clock stopped. If not, I would be upset too if I was Central Catholic.
That's a terrible spot.
Yeah, terrible spot. But at the same time, they had a timeout, so he would have used his timeout in that particular situation to stop the clock with at least 8 seconds left. Right now, you have 1 second here, but again, North Hills didn't understand it.
10.
Now they want 10 back. Here you go.
And they did give him the first down. So the clock had to have stopped there.
So now you have 10 seconds. They're going to kill the clock, and it saves them with one timeout, and that gives them 3 opportunities to take shots in the end zone.
So first down, and now they had to clock it with 7 seconds.
So I don't know. You only have one play right now to take a shot down the field. If I'm Central Catholic, I'm taking a shot in the end zone to at least give you a safe amount of time to throw in the end zone. If not, you want to know what? There's time on the clock. We can kick a field goal and go up to half 17-0.
There's Central's final timeout of the first half, 14-0 here at Martirelli Stadium. The home opener for the Indians of North Hills, not going the way they exactly planned here. Trailing 14-0 to Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Don't forget, Champs Sports Network is social, so join us on all the social media platforms at Champs Sports Net on Twitter, Champs Sports Network on Facebook. We also have an Instagram account at Champs Sports Net. Of course, you can follow Charlie Batch 16 at Best of the Batch.
Yeah, Best of the Batch. That's twice. That's my 2 Twitter names. Best of the Batch, Charlie Batch 16. See everything that we're doing. And you can see right now, Central Catholic, they playing it safe.
They're going to go for 3.
They're going to go for 3.
Snap, hold, kick. It's all good. Stopping the clock with 2 seconds. It's 17-0 Pittsburgh Central Catholic.
17, North Hills, 0.
Mitch Maxura's kick was up and good.
See, if I'm sitting there, if I'm Central Catholic's coach, I would have already had a play called up designed to take a shot to the end zone. Leaves them again. Would have been 2 seconds left. You still could have had an opportunity to kick a field goal and go up 17-0. But I would at least took 1 shot in the end zone there.
With 7 seconds, you have enough time for a quick fade, slant route, something to the end zone that's going to allow you with 2, 3, 4 seconds left.
Right, and you sit back and you tell Cosentino, you want to know what? Drop back, throw the football, do not run around because you don't have enough time to run around. If the initial play is not there by the first read, throw the ball away, let's kick the field goal.
Well, North Hills will have 2 seconds. You can't expect that they're going to try much here. Their special teams have really hurt them. A muffed punt. 4 and 5 deep to receive this kickoff. Maybe we're going to see a squib kick here. We'll have to.
Yeah, it's going to be a squib kick. There's no way you give North Hills an opportunity to return this football.
Yep, that's exactly what we got. Boy, that was almost an onside kick of sorts. It almost worked that way.
The way that North Hills' luck is going, they probably would have recovered that football right there.
17, North Hills, 0.
So we'll head to the break. Central Catholic owning the first 24 minutes of football, to say the least, as Pittsburgh Central Catholic leading the Indians of North Hills 17-0 at the break. We'll come back and talk about that first 24 and preview the next 24. Panera Bread Bowl High School Football Game of the Week right here on Champs.
How you doing? Good. Hello. Which one would you like? You have other choices?
There's blue and purple.
Uh-oh, tough choice.
This is great. The kids come to school, some of the kids come to school prepared, but 90% of them come to school without anything.
time do you want?
Oh boy, they are priceless as well. With budget constraints across the state, you just can't help it. Supplies are limited. We need them just as much, so it helps tremendously. They love it, the parents love it, the community loves it. Charlie Batch is part of this community. Wherever you go, you hear Charlie Batch.
So if you could tell Charlie Batch one thing, what would you tell him?
You're the best player in the world, and thank you.
Time for dinner.
Hi folks, Matt Popshock here from the PIHL Network, and if you're looking for professional video production at the lowest price, you need to talk to Rubino Productions. From TV commercials to music videos, from marketing to live event coverage, Rubino Productions provides a wide range of video services. Hey, Rubino even does weddings. Visit them on the web at rubinoproductions.com.
The Panera Bread Bowl High School Football Game of the Week on the Champs Sports Network, proudly brought to you by Panera Bread, by the Best of the Batch Foundation, by Pittsburgh for Life Apparel, and by the Champs Sports Network. Welcome back inside Monterelli Stadium, where it is the Central Catholic Vikings on top of the Indians of North Hills, 17-0 at the break. Back with Charlie Batch and Matt Fargo. Glad you can make us a part of your Week 2 experience of WPIAL high school football, and taking a look at what was a very interesting first half of football. North Hills gets the ball to begin things, unable to do anything offensively, and then Central Catholic, they drive down the field, set themselves up with a 4th down and 2, and then it's J.J. Constantino on the play-action bootleg, tossing over to Graham Adamitis, a 2-yard pass that set up the game's first score.
They did, and you can see they were dominating the run game in that particular drive. They were going Constantine, handoff right, handoff left, and they ended up getting down to the 2-yard line. Nice job by Coach by giving Constantino a run play option or a run pass option to now boot to the left, and you can see at the last minute flipped it over for an easy touchdown pass, and that gave him an easy 7-0 lead.
And then it was Central Catholic capitalizing on a few North Hills mistakes, setting up their second score of that second half, which was a 2-yard run. Luigi Listabrinza showing off his somersault moves into the end zone, and Central Catholic takes a 14-0 advantage there. And Luigi Listabrinza, you said it earlier on in the broadcast, really the workhorse of Pittsburgh Central Catholic in the first 24 minutes.
He was the workhorse, and you can see he turns around right off the left side there, and he tests his vertical leap, so to speak, like you said, to go in for another touchdown for Central Catholic there. You can see receivers are dominating by making sure that they're holding their blocks down the field, because now that makes those 2-yard runs now turn into 8 15-yard gains. And you can see Central Catholic, and they're ripping them off in the first half, and that was easy. That was a way for them to now go up 14-0 early in that second quarter.
And then a 28-yard field goal. Mitch Maxura kicks a 28-yarder to make it 17-0. We kind of contemplated the decision to make the field goal with 7 seconds to go at the break, but nevertheless, it was adding to their score, which now reads 17-0 as we enter the third quarter of play.
And they enter the third quarter of play. It's one of those things that I think this is a great learning experience for the coaching staff, because now it gives them an opportunity to say, look, with 1 timeout left, 7 seconds left, what can we do? Can we take a shot at the end zone to try to now put a touchdown on the board versus the risk of maybe turning the football over? I think that will kind of make sure that plays itself out as they hit in the middle to end of the season by looking at that particular situation that the coaches can learn from.
All right, we got this one teed up for the second half, and bad news for North Hills. They have to give the ball to Central Catholic, who has a 17-point advantage to begin the third frame. Fielded from the 6-yard line. 10, 15, 20, 25, and across the 25, Luigi Listabrinza, who we've called his name so often, and he wears number 23, and that, of course, in memory of the fallen friend Kyle Wilson, who passed back in 2008, October of 2008. Listabrinza and this entire Central Catholic family. Of course, Luigi, years younger than Kyle, but still dons that number 23 in honor of Kyle Wilson. And a handoff to the right side is number 23. Picking up 1 yard. Second down and 9 coming up. And the story of Kyle Wilson still rings true. A football injury that went undetected, and then falling and passing out at a Thursday night football game, and that being sent home after that, and continuously a concussion going undetected, ended up in a loss of a life very, very too soon. And a lot has been learned and a lot has been done. Kyle's family continues to strive to make those aware of the injuries that can happen coming to football. And of course, it's become a lot more involved than it had back in 2008.
It can, and that's something that really everybody has taken a stance on, health and safety, and making sure that people are aware of concussions, because it is a big problem. It's no longer just getting your bell rung. You know, when you start to see symptoms, what can you turn around and treat that problem? And coaches have to now take those ringing of the head serious as they turn around and now make sure that everybody is aware or more aware of what concussion can actually do.
Constantino back to pass and throws into double coverage. Incomplete, the intended pass, Cameron Sutherland. And really, I mean, there's one thing about fitting balls into tight windows. There's another thing about fitting them into tight and tinted windows, and that's exactly what he tried to do there.
And that's what he did there. They had a little 5-yard, trying to get to the sticks to get the first down, but you have to run somebody vertical, because if not, the defense is going to collapse. And you can see there were 2, and then a safety started to come down as a third defender, covering that receiver there in the middle. And that's something that really, when you're trying to develop a passing game, you have to take those shots down the field to soften up a defense.
Punt formation, 4th and 5 from the 31-yard line. Central to boot this one away. Beautiful punt this time. Fielded from the 34, eludes that first wave of special team unit, and up across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Andrew Bly on the return. He's been the kind of the special teams man, and trying to make up for that blunder that really didn't end up costing North Hills. They forced Central Catholic to punt when he muffed that punt, but still, he wants to get back out there, and it's good that the coach has faith to put him back out there in that situation.
And you have to. He's one of the leaders on this team. You have to put him back out there and not let him dwell on those mistakes. You can see him fielding the ball and now giving North Hills a chance to run another possession, and you're going to see he's going to want to run this football and put the ball in his hands.
And off the left tackle, picks up the 45-yard line. Hamlin on the stop. Second down and 6 after the pickup of 4.
Number 4, Nico Thorpe. Gain of 4. Second down and 6.
Now you can see this is a critical drive. You can see they turn around, they stop Central Catholic coming out of the half, and you can know Coach had his team fired up, getting ready to come back into this football game. And this is a crucial drive to put points on the board to get this crowd back into this ball game.
2nd and 6 from the 45. Throwing out near side, completed pass. Hooking up to the near side. Kendall Taylor, a 5'8", 150-pound junior. There's some small kids on this team, but definitely showing all that more in heart, as very close to that first down sticks. 3rd down and 1 coming up from the just over the midfield stripe.
Right, and you had, receiver, he'll learn, hey, try not to just get up the field and try to get that first down. He left it a little short, and that leaves North Hills in the 3rd and very short situation.
And a run to the right and then cut back against the grain does Jake Bruner. What do you think about, Jake? I think you've mentioned how much you love the pistol, and with those smaller quarterbacks, it really gives you a lot of options to operate at it.
It gives them a lot. It keeps Central Catholic's defense honest, because right now you're balancing the formation. Now they don't know what the running back behind you, whether it's going to be their run, it could be a play-action pass. I look for a play-action pass and a shot down the field because of so much of success that they've had running that pistol offense during the game.
First and 10 from the 47-yard line. It's 17-0 Central Catholic. Fullback handoff, and that one sniffed out from the very get-go by the Central Catholic chain gang. Nico Thorpe.
That started with a bobble snap there. You could tell timing was a little off. The fullback, he received the football and was like, whoa, I had two defensive linemen tear me in the eyes. I don't know what to do. He did a nice job of literally just getting what he can get down and not making a bad play turn into a worse play.
Shotgun. Sidecar moves from his right to his left. Bruner back to pass. Bubble screen set up to the far side. And it is completed out to the 40-yard line. Kendall Taylor makes his second reception of the evening and the second one on this drive. And picks up 6 yards. Second down, or third down and 4. Third down and 4 coming up now from the 40-yard line.
I like that play call there. That was twice they ran that little quick hitch to the outside, knowing that you have man-to-man coverage out there. You have to make sure that you keep them honest because they haven't shown the ability to throw the football yet, so Central Catholic doesn't respect that now.
Now he'll roll out here to the near side. Pressure's coming. Got his man at the 30. 25. Got blockers in front of him. Down to the 15. Inside the 15. And finally stacked up, but not before. Getting all the way down to the 13-yard line. As hooking up Kevin Koch. As a beautiful throw by Jake Bruner, throwing it right over the last-ditch effort by the defender to get a hand on that one and found Koch for the big gain.
And he did. He held onto the ball at the last minute. Defender, solid hit as he released the football, but it turned out to be a huge gain that puts them inside the 20-yard line and makes just the first threat of the ball game that they're going to turn around and put points on this board. I love the way this drive started.
First and 10 from the 17-yard line. Boy, this goes a long way to getting back in this football game if North Hills punches it in to that red end zone in front of them. 17 yards in front of them to be exact. Handoff right side, tripped up on the play. Brandon Wagner got the tackle, and Trey Tarpley got the stop for Central Catholic.
Now you can see Nico Thorpe, he shot the gap there and almost turned a 3, 4, 5 yard loss into just a loss of 1. And it was just something that really, when you turn around and see plays like that, as long as Nico can go out there and cause disruption like he just did on that play, Coach will allow him to do that and just play naturally.
Thorpe getting Division I looks. A number of these Central Catholic Vikings getting number 1 looks. We talked a little bit about all of them in second down at 11 from the 18-yard line. They're going to go to that pistol. Let's see what they can do here. We got a penalty coming from like the back judge threw that, so delay game? Yes. Or maybe.
How do you call a delay a game right there? He doesn't even know the shot clock.
Sure enough.
Yeah, that's right there. He has to alert the quarterback to say, look,
you got to put your hand up with 5 seconds.
Give me 5 seconds to let me know that. I didn't see that from the referee there. No. And North Hills have a right to be upset in that particular situation because they were unaware of what the shot clock was.
North Hills faithful getting into this one on a 2nd and 16 from the 19. Pistol. Bruner back to pass. Rolling out. Got a man in the end zone wide open, but pressure barreling down on him, and he's not going to be able to see him. He had a wide open receiver in the end zone, but the pressure from Central Catholic's interior line collapsing around Bruner, and he had no chance to get rid of the football.
He had no chance, but I think he already had it made up in his mind that he was going to run that football, but protection held up, and you can see he had a receiver wide open in the back of the end zone. He just couldn't get his eyes back up the field in order to deliver that football.
3rd and 20 now. Three wide receivers near side. That's the long side of the field. The football set on the far hash. Roll them out this side. Throw, end zone, got a man. Touchdown, North Hills. No, he dropped the football. Oh, he dropped it. That pass was picture perfect and could not haul that one in as is intended.
And you can see that play developing, timing-wise. He let the ball go, throwing it to the back corner of the end zone. Delivered the football. They have to make that play if they want to get back into this ball game. And what turned out to be 7 points now puts them in a 4th and 20 situation. You have to give your hats off to Jake Bruder because one heck of a throw right there on the run.
That was Kendall Taylor who had that one in his hands, and everyone in the stadium thought that was a touchdown, except him. 4th and 20. Then they're going to set up the screenplay. Now he'll throw, got a wide open man, trick play, touchdown North Hills, and Taylor throws the touchdown, and wait a second,
I think
this one's going to be a flag.
This one's going to come back because you had 2 forward passes there, and now you're going to talk about, hopefully they let it go, but the way that the play developed from where the referee stood, it looked like a forward pass, but he was coming back. So at the end of that play, it did come back, and it was not 2 forward passes. So unfortunately, you don't have instant replay here that the coach can challenge, and it's a loss. Oh, wow, that's a tough break for North Hills in that situation.
And wow. So they will call, and we'll call it indeed just that. Legal forward pass.
Loss of down.
That's so close, and we're going to be able to take a look at this on the replay, but they don't get replay here live in the stadium, so that's going to be tough.
That's a tough call there. I mean, I looked at the play as it developed. I thought that was a legal play. Obviously, the referee thought differently. But when you look at the penalty, what hurts in that situation, they mark off the penalty, and then you lose the down.
So it's turnover on down.
So it's a turnover on down, and Central Catholic goes from losing a touchdown to now gaining field position as they go back on their next drive.
Yeah, they get the football at the 32-yard line, and here's Luigi Listabrinza off the right tackle, gaining a yard on first down.
Alex Camuti.
And Santucci on the stop as will be 2nd down and 9. And this is where teams catch themselves feeling sorry for themselves. Yes, that didn't go your way, but this defense needs to come back out here, get a stop. You're still in this football game. You can't catch yourself feeling sorry for yourself.
Not at all. And you can see they got to go back out here, make plays like they've been doing because they've been holding Central Catholic during their first drive. But right now, they're starting to drive, and they can't lose that momentum. North Hills just have to come out, like you say, don't feel sorry for themselves. I love the play call by Coach. You have to go turn around and you have to let it all out. Trick play, now beautiful play calling. And he set it up perfectly as they got to that 30-yard line. But unfortunately, it didn't work. But now all of a sudden, Central Catholic is going to have to play a little bit honest because they know North Hills has trick plays up their sleeve, and they have many more if you've seen that one.
Well, Listabrinza just garbage picked 8 yards on that play. 3rd and 1. He'll get the call again. No, that's the fullback, Falloon, and he'll pick up the first down to the 45-yard line. And you know what, Charlie, it's kind of funny. All of the highlights in this game have been called back.
They have, and it's just crazy. But you see, it's just unfortunate that there's no challengeable plays in high school football. Then again, it's not enough cameras, and they have to go off the referee's judgment. But when you look at it, there are definitely some plays in here, and we're going to see many more in this ball game because you can see it's still a one-possession game changes the way that this game can be played.
1st and 10 from the 45. Listabrinza the ball carrier to the 48-yard line. 3 on the first down carry. Listabrinza getting the bulk of the carries, and of course, great job of field general J.J. Constantino. Like I said, he doesn't get the opportunities to put the ball in the air as many times as I'm sure he would prefer. Only threw for just over 500 yards last season, 552 yards last season. High formation, and they got the entire North Hills defensive line to jump off sides.
And I think that was easy because everybody jumped off sides except the safety and the two corners.
Offsides on everybody but the 3 defensive backs. They'll make it a 2nd down and 2 coming up after the penalty. But Constantino, verbal to Florida State back in March.
And he had a nice, I'm sure he enjoyed himself down at Pitt Stadium watching Florida State.
Handoff, Lista Brinza picks up the 1st down. Yeah, he got a chance to meet the freshman phenom, Mr. Winston. Spoke highly of him. Obviously, Winston, a freshman, and I've never seen, that might be, you would know, I think that might be the best quarterback performance ever in Heinz Field.
I think so. I mean, anytime you go 25 of 27 in your very first game is college. I mean, the only thing at this point, if he continues to play that way throughout the course of the season, Constantino wants to go to Florida State. Obviously challenge him for that job, but maybe get reassured and hopefully he goes out, plays well, and leaves early for the draft. Because that's going to be a tough person to play behind, especially playing the way that he is.
Yeah, that's kind of a I'm sure that's a little bittersweet for a recruit like that to see a freshman play that well.
Right, you never know how the season can go, or how it's going to play out. I mean, you just don't know. Obviously, when he goes in, he's going to know better than anybody as he goes down there and compete. I'm not sure if he's going in January to try to compete in spring, or he's going to play it out during the course of the season. But one thing about Constantino is he can run and he can move, and that's something that Florida State loves to see, especially when they watch him on this last particular play on the right.
Yeah, he does the play action out to the far side and gets pushed out of bounds. 3rd down's coming up for Central Catholic. Short 3rd down in mid-range coming up. And yeah, you look at what Florida State has done recently with quarterbacks. The last 2 have ended up in the NFL. So, and you'd have to think, obviously you can't judge one body of work off of one game, or there'd be a lot of NFL quarterbacks around, but Winston definitely headed that in that direction. Back to pass is Constantino. They're headed towards a score. That one incomplete. Flag comes flying in. I'm not sure what this is going to be.
Flag on the play.
Incomplete, intended for Cameron Sutherland, who's seen quite a few balls skip past him this evening. Pass interference on the offense. Sutherland
pass interference.
getting called for the pass interference. Don't see the offensive PI a lot.
Yeah, you don't. Not on. I mean, it's a tough call to make because he's going up 5 yards. The defensive back is sitting there with his hands on him as well, but the ball's thrown in the air, and I think that's where the referee judgment comes into play. If the ball's thrown in the air, and as an offense, if as a receiver on offense, if your hands are on him and the ball's in the air, they have to call that offensive penalty versus the defensive side because he has his space. He's obligated to his space just as well as the offensive person is.
You don't like the OPI?
Not in that particular call because it was a short drop. You have a short drop, balls out your hand. I mean, how can you call that on the offensive side? It's just a tough call.
Well, we'll move them back significantly all the way back into their own territory to the 45 with 1:49 to go here in the 3rd. 17-0 our score. Central Catholic won this game 14-0 last year, so let's keep in mind we're 1:49 away from this being now the 7th quarter. Central Catholic has yet to give up a touchdown this year. Constantino on the delayed handoff. Lista Brinza slipped at the 43-yard line, and
on the tackle, number 88.
little turf monster picking him up there.
Little turf monster there, but fortunate for North Hills. It worked to their advantage. Now they get the football back, and I'm upset that the referee didn't allow that touchdown because just imagine North Hill coming out after scoring that touchdown, stopping Central Catholic. Is a totally different ball game with North Hill's about to get this football.
Yeah, I'm going to be interesting to see that on a replay. John Rubino, our producer, as we get this one away. Fair catch called for, and then he tried to run with it. You can't do that. I think that's a penalty.
Well, it's one of those things to where the other returner waved fair catch, but he didn't catch it. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand.
How's that rule playing?
Yeah, that rule shouldn't play. That's why you see him returning it, and he's like, "Wait, I didn't call it."
Well, they're going to confer here, the officials, as North Hills sets up. If this stands where it is, the ball will be spotted at the 19-yard line. 59 seconds left, but finishing my thought, John Rubino, our producer and one of the camera operators on our Panera Bread Bowl Game of the Week, is a PIAA football official, and I'd like his take on that call, that trick play.
Yeah, I definitely would. I mean, I want to see it. I just didn't see it. I thought I had a pretty good angle at it, and I thought that was a good-looking play.
Completed pass here to the near side. Hook it up with Kendall Taylor. Taylor's the one who missed the fade route touchdown and then threw the touchdown that was called back. And this game kind of becoming a little sloppy with the penalty flags. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Pittsburgh Central Catholic, and if you want to help a drive move forward, unsportsmanlike conduct would probably be the way to help that out.
That's the way to, especially those 15-yarders. I mean, that's something that you just cannot afford. Central Catholic, so he is not happy. You see him over there yelling at his players because you just can't lose your head in that particular situation. There's too much game to be played, and you see here 44 seconds left, and North Hills now are finding their rhythm in the passing game, and you can't afford to give up a 10-yard pass with a 15-yard penalty.
Shotgun at a sidecar to the right. 40 seconds to play in the third quarter. A little pump fake from Bruder. Now going to go down near sideline and incomplete. Throw this one really out of the reach of Kendall Taylor. He could have caught it, but he would not have been inside the boundary lines. And it will be second down and 10 coming up here for the Indians from their own 43.
They try to stutter go there, that a receiver, but you know, when they turn around and hit those quick hitting hitches outside, that was 3 plays that they completed. It's like, hey, let's try to take a shot. But they weren't buying for it, not disciplined on by Central Catholic secondary, but not allowing a cheap touchdown by getting beat on a double pump.
Bruder again back to pass. Moves outside. Here comes the pressure. And we'll toss this one out of bounds. Incomplete. Got out of the tackle boss and knew that he had nothing downfield, so he'll take the incomplete pass.
Yeah, I mean, that was a tough play because they're rolling into the short side of the field, and you can see the number one option wasn't there, and he turned around and now threw the ball out of on the sideline, out of bounds. It was a great play because that was the only play. Now it gives him an opportunity to line up again here for a 3rd and 10 situation.
From the 43, Bruder going to take this one and run it off the right side, try to get a block, and great job of shedding the block, and then coming up to make the tackle for Pittsburgh Central Catholic. That's Malcolm Johnson, a 6'2", 175-pound sophomore. And Johnson's slow to get up here.
Hopefully that's just a cramp.
Which we have not seen a lot of down. Yeah, it is, and exactly that. Haven't seen a lot of cramping because the weather forecast really not conducive, as conducive at least as it was last Friday night. I was cramping last Friday night.
Yeah, it was tough. But I think this is something that where after you get your first game under your belt, you know how to adapt, to how to, hydrate and different things of that nature to make sure that your body doesn't dehydrate or doesn't cramp like it would be in the first game. I'm not sure how Central Catholic did last week as it relates to cramping, but I know we saw in that Woodland Hills Upper St. Clair game last week, there were a lot of people going down with cramping.
That's Nick Santucci, who was down on the play. Santucci's a freshman. Got that one stretched out and headed to the far sideline underneath his own power. 4th and 6 from the 48-yard line for North Hills. Twins to the near side. Big fourth down play. Rolling out is Bruner. Here to the near side, throwing back across his body. Got his receiver, Kendall Taylor, for first down yardage. Needed 6, got 13. Moving it into Central Catholic territory to the 40-yard line. Exactly what they needed there.
Exactly what they needed. I like North Hills. They should have tried to do this a little earlier as it relates to throwing the football, but they're having some success rolling out doing that. And I think now that you get into this fourth quarter, the final 12 minutes of this ball game, they have to figure out a way to score and score in a hurry.
Well, that's right. 3 quarters are in the books here from Martirelli Stadium in North Hills. We come back to Perry Highway. Central Catholic up 17-0. Panera Bread Bowl Game of the Week rolls on after this.
What Panera has been about since the day we began it was creating the kind of food that we wanted to serve to our own families. We wanted a place with soul. We wanted a place that was real. We start with artisan bread, handcrafted by professional bakers using fresh dough. It just tastes better. Fresh food, served on real plates with real silverware in an environment that allows you to sit and relax. Making today better is a belief that you should leave feeling better than when you came in.
Charlie Batch, founder, Best of the Batch Foundation.
We're all in this together.
We don't have community centers. We don't have boys and girls clubs around here. So this right here, when you're impacting over 300 kids during a calendar year or during the summertime, I mean, it's one of those things that we're able to really make sure that we're focusing on these kids 8 weeks out of the summer, 4 days a week.
Shot!
Right there,
we had more of these type of organizations, we wouldn't have that much problems, I don't think, in town.
When I'm on the basketball court, I feel like a champion.
Bro, when you see the smiles on the kids' faces, that's what it's all about. Because no matter how tired I am at the end of the day, no matter how hot it is when you're dealing with the summertime, when I see those smiles, I mean, it makes it all well worth it.
We're all in this together.
We're all in this together.
I want to thank UPMC and the Dignity and Respect campaign for all their continued support. I look forward to working with you for years to come.
We're all in this together.
We're all in this together.
We're all in this together.
Welcome back to North Hills as the fourth quarter underway. Sweep to the right side. Trick play possibly being set up here for North Hills. And nothing was open downfield. This one was great coverage this time as North Hills tried to pull out the bag of tricks once again to Pat Carey and his crew. And this time nothing open downfield and just has to run it out of bounds and be thankful that they just lose, 2 yards on the play.
Talked about it earlier in the third quarter. You knew they did it, or middle of the third quarter, they ran one trick play, and you better believe he's going to come back out here and run another one. And this is the second one in a span of about 6 minutes. And hey, I'm sure Coach has many more because he wants to make sure that he scores, or at least put some points on his board because he doesn't want to walk away with the shutout.
Well, that's that old saying, fool me once, shame on you.
Yeah, you're right. But I'm looking now as another rollout to the right. It gives you more room to spread the ball down the field. And I'm looking maybe for a high corner route, something like they did as they scored in
Bruner going to take off and run with it, and there comes a flag. On second down and 12, he loses 2 more, and we'll check the penalty flag as we open up things. And I know we went down and saw the North Hills student section during halftime, but looking across the way at Pittsburgh Central Catholic student section, my goodness, is that big?
That is big. You see, you want to know what, when you talk about, your fans traveling, I mean, they're here representing well because there's not an empty seat over there. When you look on the other side, there's a couple, but I think those people, might be at the refreshment stand. Because earlier in this game, you can tell, I mean, they were ready to go and go in a hurry.
Well, penalty against the Indians will move North Hills back to the 45-yard line, their own 45. Back to pass, Bruner. Second and long, in trouble, and he is going to throw it up into the air, and it will go incomplete. What in the world? What in the world was Jake Bruner thinking on that play? Den to right sacked and just tossed it up into the air, and lucky it didn't get intercepted, and he's down on the play.
He's down on the play. Guys were wrapped around his ankles. He was just trying to get rid of the football. It's not the desperation play that you need at the end of a game to try to get something. Just take the sack and live for it, because that could have been dangerous, because there were two Central Catholic defenders there that could have potentially picked that football off and turned that from a 17-0 ball game to a 24-0 ball game.
And that's your ball game.
And that's your ball game at that point.
Yep. Well, check on Bruner, as this is going to be third down in North Allegheny High School, just down the road. Boy, that's going to be an interesting one at Week 9. North Hills, North Allegheny again. Tigers with 33 seniors. They got the work done last week. Number 23 in the country by USA Today are the Tigers. Great like first week. Your Ironmen getting it done.
Their Ironmen are getting it done. They did a nice job there. We rushed for over 400 yards. And that's the staple of what we do over there. So I'm hoping for big things over there for those Steel Valley Ironmen. And we'll be over there in a couple weeks.
That's right.
Checking out those Ironmen. And of course, I'll be a little biased, because I want my Ironmen to go out there and be successful and really at least sneak up on people in the AA. And that's what I think they'll do.
I think so too. I think they're poised to make a quarter semifinal run this year in Class AA. There's a ton of parity in AA. We're going to dip down to single A next week to see the Laurel Spartans and the Our Lady of the Sacred Heart Chargers from Robert Morris University next week. That will be a different level of football, but an interesting game, to say the least. The Chargers shocking everyone in winning their Week 1 game. So they play tomorrow against Western Beaver, a Saturday against Western Beaver. For those of you listening to this and watching this tape delaying, well, what's tomorrow? What do you mean tomorrow?
I think because initially we had another game scheduled. Right. We had Neshannock
and Stowe Rocks.
And we ended up switching that game to Laurel. And so I'll have to apologize for people up in Neshannock, because they probably think we're coming up there. So I got to make sure that I let them know.
What was that Stowe?
Say it again.
It was at Stowe.
It was at Stowe? Okay. All right, that's Stowe.
But I don't know. They're excited. They get Root Sports.
They get Root Sports.
Thursday night.
So they switched the game. So I got to let them know, hey, we're not coming to represent that game there. But again, we'll have Old Lady Sacred Heart. We'll have Laurel. I mean, it's something that really, when you look back, I mean, it's just something that in single way, now it's almost like it's Clareton and everyone else. And who else fits in that ball that's going to separate themselves from the rest of the pack?
So kind of along that line, and we could talk more about this next week, but does Clareton's streak end this year?
I don't think it ends in the WPIL. I think if it ends, it's going to end in the state level.
Okay.
Either the quarterfinal or the final.
So Stowe Rocks doesn't have a shot at it?
No, I don't think Stowe Rocks does this year. I mean, they are loaded, don't get me wrong, but depending on, maybe a couple mistakes here and there, but I just don't see Clareton, even though they lost a lot of kids. Understand, they were up in so many games. Those young kids
got a lot of playing time.
They got a lot of playing time. So from an experience standpoint, those guys have to come in. But if you're coach for Clareton, all you're saying, well, we'll just, not as good. You're going to downplay everything to try to sneak up on people. But nobody's listening to that. They know Clareton is above the rest right now, and everyone else is trying to catch up.
3rd and 25. Bruner and more penalties here. Yes, what 64 game winning streak? What are you guys talking about?
I mean, it's impressive. I mean, what Clareton has done, and it's just special because year in and year out they're putting people in Division I football. And what better way for us to watch Monday night Florida State against Pitt, and Tyler Boyd going out there. Just a couple months ago, he was in the state finals in Pennsylvania, and now all of a sudden he's on a national Monday night setting, playing in front of the country.
They got to give him the ball more.
They have to give him the ball, but at the same time, man, it's just great to represent. You see WPIL players, getting that recognition that they deserve in major college football.
J.P. Holtz from Shaler also being a big part contributor for that Pitt squad. Titus Howard, also a Clareton Bear. I think that it's unbelievable to see that kids from Clarendon are going to Pittsburgh, they're staying at home, and they're getting opportunities to start as freshmen.
Getting opportunities, and you can see, I mean, if you just take, and I go on Tyler Boyd because I had an opportunity to know Tyler a little better than I did Titus. But I think when you look back and knowing that, wait a minute, there was Tennessee coming after him. Then the next thing you know, there was West Virginia coming in. He was so undecided.
Yeah.
But you want to know what? His loyalty stayed, and he wanted to stay home and turn the Pitt program around.
3rd and 30 after the pre-snap penalty. Handoff off the right side. It's Kevin Koch. Koch gets out to the 45-yard line, and it will set up a 4th down at 25. And here comes the North Hills punt unit. Seneca Valley 2-0 in the Northern 8 Conference, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast.
And Patrician back deep to receive.
They won last night on Thursday Night Football over Pine Richland. (43-25) was that final. Here's the punt. And we'll go out of bounds just short of the 20-yard line. Central Catholic offense back to work. 17-0. They lead here in our Panera Bread Bowl game of the week. I'm still a little hungry. I'm going to have a little post game, but thanks to Panera Bread for providing all the food as they do and will this entire high school football season.
And you can see Panera Bread, phenomenal sandwiches. I was in there eating a salad at halftime. It was people were looking at me like, wow, where'd you get that salad from? Panera Bread. I love it. Thank you, Panera Bread, for feeding us throughout the course of it. As we get into mid-October or beginning of October, we're going to start eating that hot chocolate.
Yeah, that's right.
And they have some of the best at Panera Bread.
That will be good stuff. Looking forward throughout the year with Panera, and 10:34 to play. And I think we have a timeout taken. And an opportunity, we were talking a little bit about best of the batch with batch packs and some great stuff that you've been able to do as school opens up. And we were talking about alluding to October, which Bullying Prevention Month, obviously something that's coming up with UPMC Dignity and Respect campaign. A lot going on with the foundation nowadays.
There is, and I mean, yes, you talked about the bullying campaign, which will be next month, but this past week has been unbelievable because there has been so many supporters who've helped us out and packed school supplies. We gave out over 1,500 book bags this past week. We were again at my alma mater, Barrett Elementary and Steel Valley School District. Then we went to Clarendon, then we went to Duquesne, Stowe Rocks. I mean, these are places that we're going to giving out book bags because the kids don't necessarily have the supplies, and we're making sure that they have the supplies, but more importantly, making sure that the teachers have their supplies, because as you know, with budget cuts in the state of Pennsylvania is really putting a lot of stress on teachers, because teachers can now have to go into their pockets and now pay for school supplies for work, and it's just saddening for that to happen. And we're just trying to do our small part as we continue to do our part with the Best of the Batch Foundation.
Well, we talked to Nicole States, a third grade teacher at Barrett Elementary, and she said that while some kids come prepared to Barrett, 90% don't come with anything. No backpack, no pencil, no marker, no crayon.
Right.
And at the end of the day, you need something more than just a pencil to express creativity at that age. Is it weird for you to walk back through Barrett and be like, wow, I went to elementary school here?
It was, but I went to elementary school there, but it's one of those things that I take pride in representing Barrett. And of course, when I was in elementary school, you didn't have the technology the way that you do now. And now you want to make sure that these kids have it. We have been able to build a computer lab over in the area, so now hopefully increasing the reading levels. That's why we stress the importance of reading and computer literacy programs with our foundation, to make sure that these kids that are sitting there not having all the necessities that they need and not allowing them to have an excuse on why they can't be successful. If we can apply that to them at an early age, embedded into their minds and say, you want to know what, you will be successful. Hopefully one of those kids will go out there maybe become a professional athlete, maybe become a president or CEO of a Fortune 500 company. I don't care what it is. At some point, these kids will be able to go back and say, you want to know what? Somebody helped me along the way. And when they get to that point of being able to help people, they will turn around and now return that favor and help more kids. And in the long run, help more and more kids and continue to grow throughout the city of Pittsburgh.
That's what it's all about. 3rd down and 7 from the 25-yard line. Lister brings it. No on the play-action bootleg. Constantino throwing and showing the gun, but throwing to the back of the intended receiver, Schaefer Swan. Good to see Schaefer back out there after getting injured back earlier in the first half. It will be 4th down at Central Catholic, forced to punt with 8:59 left to play. Charlie, for North Hills, is this one in the books, or can they get a quick score and be right back in this one?
If they can get a quick score here, I mean, you don't know the quarterback situation because last series, already that
Bruner went down.
Bruner went down. So we'll see what happens there, but let's see. And maybe they run this punt back, and now it changes the whole dynamics of this ball game.
Almost got it blocked there, but punt is away, and it's a great punt. Back all the way and bobbled at the 30-yard line. And trying to reverse field, going laterally, and oh man, that punt was fielded at the 30, and they're going to have to take over at the 21-yard line due to the bobble, and then trying to move that east to west running, which we talk about, it seems like every time we call football, and try to get north to south. Central Catholic just will not allow it.
They won't allow it, and when you look back, North Hills, they went for the block, so there weren't anybody turning around and blocking, for your returner. But then you have to get north and south. You can't lose any yardage. He ran east to west, and when you turn around and look at what happened, that's about a 55-yard change of field position right there.
Well, Bruner's back, and he's in the shotgun, rolling out to his right side, stopping, trying to reverse. A flag comes flying in, and then he got the far sideline, avoids a tackler, sidesteps another, and then got knocked out of bounds on the far sideline. And we're going to check this flag, and I think this one's going to be coming back.
Yeah, that's in the area of holding, and it's just a tough play. And you can see that, just by North Hills, you can see everybody's head is down, and they're starting to walk back because they feel like it's going to be a holding penalty.
8:35, 4th quarter, 17-0. Central Catholic on top. Boy, just so reminiscent from last year's game that was 14-0. Just Central Catholic able to play at times bend but don't break defense, but North Hills just has not been able to solve the Central Catholic D.
They have not, and they did obviously on that one trick play that was called back. And it's just something that where, this Central Catholic defense is just very, very tough. Speed all around the board, and when you turn around and now make teams one-dimensional, defense is going to beat you pretty much all day.
Bruner's in trouble, trying to escape to the far sideline, and will not be able to, only momentarily, and I think he might have lost the football there.
I think he lost the football. That's one too many jukes that he had, trying to cut back, but you got to understand, hey, the penetration of the defense is coming. You need to get down, and he was just holding the ball loosely. Even though he fumbled the football, he was able to cover it back.
2nd down, 21. And I think that's really where they've shot themselves in the foot is the rollout. Central Catholic has been great job of containments and keeping the corner sealed for Bruner to try to escape around either way. It's really been able to shut down things.
And the field position has always been backed up, and here you go again, sitting there trying to get back in this football game, and you're sitting around 2nd and 27. I don't know how many plays that offensive coordinators have, but if he has a 2nd and 27 call, let me see it.
Yeah, that's the maroon tab on the playbook, right?
That's it.
You start running out of colors for the 3rd down, 20 now, as clock winds down to under 7:40 in the 4th quarter. North needs something here big. They need to take a shot down the field. They're starting to run out of clock.
They're starting to, and let's see what they call here. I think it's just a draw play, trying to get some yardage back. He fumbles the football.
He did fumble the football. Ball's loose on the turf, And the football.
Cook, the ball carrier.
That was Coop who fumbled the football, and North Hill's able to dive on it. It'll be 4th down, punt unit out onto the field. So Central Catholics are number 2 ranked, only second to Upper St. Clair in Class Quad A. From what you've seen, almost a full body of work for Central Catholic. It seems like the classic Pittsburgh Central Catholic football team. They pride themselves on their defense. They're a rough and tumble, run the football right at you, go ahead and try, you know what's coming, go ahead and try to stop it type team.
It is, and this is something that they pride themselves on. And again, they want you to make those mistakes. And you can see there were some turnovers by North Hills early in this ball game that turned into 7 points. And it changed field position. And that's just something that you can't have playing against a tough Central Catholic team. It's coming into your home environment. You have to give your fans a reason to stay in the game. They were in it early. It was just a point where now pre-snap penalties, things like that, that put yourselves and dug a hole, and it was hard for them to get out of.
We first down and 10 for Central Catholic, looking to put a wrap on things here. Constantino lines up in the offset eye. Why not Luigi Listabrinza? Far side, and he'll get the corner. Luigi Listabrinza picking up 12 yards. Maybe 13, depending on a spot, and a flag's going to bring this one back. A lot of holding.
A lot of holding. It was unnecessary there because he was already around the sideline there. This is something that when coach goes to review the film, it's just like, let him go. Put your hands up. Don't allow a judgment call for the referee to throw that flag. And unfortunately, they were on the opposite end of it.
6:24.
Here we go with another cramp.
Yep.
Even though it's cool, players need to know to hydrate.
I think it's even more difficult especially as it gets colder and really cold. It's even harder to hydrate.
Right. It is, and that's something that you just don't know about. But I think people watching this game, and they'll watch this on the telecast here and maybe review it and keep rewinding and understand and saying they should absolutely they should. But when they turn around from last week to this week, understanding that it doesn't matter what the weather is, you're going to cramp. And I think that may have been maybe 7-8 players that we've seen in the last 2 weeks go down with cramps.
Have some final scores to pass along to the folks listening. High formation from the 41. Head off left side, fullback. Got the call.
Constantino hands off to number 19. Devin Falloon.
New back. No, Falloon. Devin Falloon gets the carry. Falloon, we haven't called his name in a while. Final scores: Mapletown defeats Vincentian 12-0. Stowe Rocks over Southside Beaver 55-6. Beaver Falls over Mohawk 47-3. Jefferson Morgan over Bentworth 54-0. Avella defeats West Green 33-0. Jeanette, they roll 62-7 over Charleroi. A lot of blowouts. 19-3 Mount Pleasant over Greensburg Central Catholic. 2nd and 6. Listabrinza the ball carrier, and he'll fight his way forward for 7 yards in a
the ball carrier.
Well, that's less than stellar spot, but
brought down by number 44.
Ready to see some Class A football next week.
I'm ready. I mean, this is, you talk about, you see some of those scores, there are blowouts. And when I want to, people don't give as much credit because they're not sitting there on the sideline with 80, 90 people on their team. But you do have 30, 40 people that's solid players, and they can turn around and play with the best of them. And I'm looking forward to watch next week.
Third and 1. Dive play right up the middle. Well, we came here, your backyard. We get to go to my backyard next week.
Are you cooking out?
We can.
All right.
What do you want?
Hey, hot dogs and hamburgers
Panera
are always
bread.
good.
Can't never get tired of Panera bread, right? That's what you said.
That's what you said. You can't get tired of it. But we might have to have, we know they're having sandwiches and salads. Now we might have to go down there and ask for some of those chicken breasts that they may have down there. They're pretty good.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe get an actual bread bowl.
Sounds good.
It is the bread bowl, right? I've talked to Bernadette about that. Handoff off the left side down 4th down and 1. Central Catholic, Luigi Listabrinza, who's running away with our player of the game, in my opinion. I don't know about yourself.
Yeah, he definitely is. And he knows right now this is an important time for him because it's 4-minute offense. They know they want to kill the clock, and they're just going to keep feeding it to him.
I think he's mad. I think he's mad that he wasn't selected on Best of the Batch.
That might be, you know. But we may have an opportunity later on to see him play.
First down at 10. Listabrinza picked up that first down. And give it off here, and North Hills throw him back to the 34-yard line. The clock winds down to under 3:30.
Loss of 7 on the play. 2nd down and
so
17.
looking at these Northern 8 standings now. Central Catholic and Seneca Valley will be atop the section at 2-0 apiece. Listabrinza busting it out into the open field. Got one man to beat. Weaving his way forward and finally chased down from behind, but not before he enters inside the 10 down to the 8. And Luigi Listabrinza slow to get up off to that play. It looks like maybe a little bit of a cramp.
Yeah, it looks like just a cramp.
Yep. Listabrinza down here on the near sideline, and the training staff has a long run out to him. Not only our player of the game, but I think a selection for the all-name team. Luigi Listabrinza. How much better can you get there?
Just a cramp. He's running off under his own power. That adds to our number 8. That's about 9 players.
There was more players that cramped up tonight than there were last Friday, which is a little ironic.
I know.
But to your point on the weather doesn't matter.
1st and goal from the 8-yard line.
Constantino from under center. And off end zone, touchdown Central Catholic off the right side and into the end zone.
For the Central Catholic touchdown.
Riley Redmond. Central Catholic has their own red zone Redmond. It's Riley Redmond.
And he's looking back, and Luigi goes down, and he's saying, thank you. Gives me an easy 8-yard run, because he didn't get many carries throughout the course of this game.
He did. That's his first
carry for an 8-yard touchdown.
Thank you for putting me on the stat sheet, Luigi. Snap, hold, kick are all true. And it is 24-0, 2:23 left to play. And the Central Catholic Vikings leading it 24-0. And we've talked about this a lot in Class Quad A. It just seems like it's quite more of there's a lot more horses involved for the WPIO championship than the last few years. It's been North Allegheny, and okay, can Gateway maybe knock them off, and can maybe Woodland Hills knock them off, but really the constants have been 2 or 3 teams each year. This year it seems like there's a lot more to choose from You probably have 4, 5, 6 maybe teams that have an opportunity. Central Catholic, Upper St. Clair, we saw what they could do. North Allegheny, it seems like they're still relevant.
Right, everybody's still relevant, but one team you can't forget, and they always seem to make a run at the end of the year, is Woodland Hills. Last week, yes, they lost the game to Upper St. Clair, but let's not forget they were driving and fumbled the football late in that fourth quarter. That eventually Upper St. Clair was able to capitalize, and they ended up winning the football game. But like you said, there's a lot of other teams who can go out here and compete, and it's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing plays out, because you just never know. It's early in this year, and everybody's starting to kind of figure out and point and figure out where they're going to be at as they jockey for position.
Well, we're going to have Gateway North Allegheny later on this year, which should set up to be interesting. Be interesting to see what Gateway does after a very, very close call against the Latrobe Wildcats. Ray Ritz, the former coach at Jeanette, when Terrell Pryor was there and they won the state championship. He's finally putting together something over there. I think they're going to be making a case. They almost knocked off the number 5 team in Quad A last Friday.
And they're not going to be able to sneak up on people anymore. People are going to turn around, and they're going to become aware to say, whoa. They turn around and now gave a game last week, and they're not going to be able to be taken lightly. So team better prepare as they will work on them coming into town.
Gateway plays Connellsville this Friday night, so Gators favored in that one. Thomas Jefferson making a statement at AAA tonight. We'll get you that score after this play. 2nd down and 8 as the clock winds under 2 minutes. Hand off right side.
Wagner on the carry.
It's Wagner, the ball carrier, and picks up 2 yards. 2nd down and 8 coming up. Natter on the stop. How about 42-0?
I think when you
Thomas Jefferson over Elizabeth Ford.
There was a lot of talk on whether this was the year Elizabeth Ford was going to turn around and maybe give them a game, because I think it was 6 of the last 10 years they've been shut out, and here we are again with another shutout. So I think Coach Chirp over there was trying to make a statement, and he did that this week.
Oh man, Bill Chirpak's one of my favorites. He is just Homestead guy.
Big Steel Valley guy. He was one of the first to come out of come out of Steel Valley. Everybody loves him.
Bruder hands off to number 4, Brandon Wagner.
He talking with them, getting set up, because we have a broadcast team at that game tonight, and just love his nonchalantness. Yeah, you guys are more than welcome to come. Just get here early, because the parking lot's going to be full.
It's always full, and he's done a great job with that program, and you can see people want to go over there and they want to watch Thomas Jefferson. They expect good things each and every year, and he's been able to deliver, and you can see he's worth all the credit he's been given.
How about a Bob Palco, Bill Chirpak WPL championship this year?
Maybe.
North Hills punting this one away, conceding defeat with 27 seconds left, and white flag's been waved, but Central Catholic trying to extend some plays here into the near side on the return, and providing a little bit of entertainment for the remaining fans. Cameron Sutherland on the return. Nice return by Cameron.
Nice return there. He knew, hey, this is my only opportunity, and he tried to make something happen with less than 30 seconds. That will probably be the last play of the game at Central Catholic. And Constantino, they'll take a knee and shake hands.
Central Catholic making a statement victory, a shutout win over North Hills. 24-0 and a kneel down pending here. So do you think Central's a team that you got to watch out for in Quad A now? You've seen enough?
I've seen enough. I definitely think that they're worth, consideration. I mean, you can say they are, loaded. They're loaded this year. I think if they start to go back, I think in order for them to have success, yes, you have Luigi running the football, but I think Constantino, the coach, has to allow him to throw the ball down the field, because I think as they get into November football, they're going to have to depend on his arm to go out there and make some critical throws throughout the course of the game to keep them moving.
Final score here tonight, the Pittsburgh Central Catholic Vikings 24, the North Hills Indians 0. Central Catholic improves to 2-0 on the season as they defeat North Hills, who falls to 1-1 and, more importantly, 0-1 in the Northern 8 Conference. So now you were talking about that jockeying for positioning, easy for me to say, positioning. North Hills now will have to head on the road for the next 2 weeks at Shaler, which is definitely excuse my bad grammar, winnable game. As they'll head to Shaler and then go to Butler. So a good opportunity for this part of the schedule to come up at this point as far as for North Hills to regain any confidence that they lost in tonight's game, going on the road and playing some of the cellar dwellers of this Northern 8 Conference.
And I think when you look back, they're going to be disappointed because they had some plays in this ball game that they could have made, should have made, and that's something that they'll have to build on. And when you look back and you talk about some of the other teams that they're going to face, you want to know what? It's early in the season. They're 1-1 right now. Let's turn around and regroup, figure out a way to regroup against Shaler, dominate that football game, and now figure out if they can pick up momentum, because nobody should overlook any opponent as they prepare down the line to get ready for North Allegheny, their rivalry, so they don't want to forget anything in between.
Yeah, they'll have two road games at Shaler, at Butler, and then they'll return home to Penn Hills. 2 more road games on top of that, at Fox Chapel, at Seneca Valley, and then round out their home schedule, two home games hosting Pine Richland, and then that one everybody gets excited for, throw the record books out the window, North Hills, North Allegheny, to round out the season. And it will be interesting to see what Pittsburgh Central Catholic does the rest of the way. Of course, they have a pending showdown with North Allegheny still yet to be played, and that could be one of those games that determines seeding and really who makes it to Hines and who doesn't, based off of who gets what seed.
Absolutely, and I was just about to say that definitely for seed, and they know that, and they can't overlook any other opponent going as they look forward to the middle of their season. But Central Catholic looked good tonight. They're turning around and playing some very good football right now. Another shutout here at North Hills. But I think when you look back over the past couple of weeks, I mean, that's 8 quarters without being scored on. I'm sure now it's going to give them momentum heading into each and every game to see whether or not they can keep that streak going.
It's an impressive streak, and you have to wonder what would the record be. I'm sure Clarendon might be a part of that somewhere with the defense that they've had. Up next, and I tell you what, Charlie, it is possible that they are able to keep this streak alive a little longer as far as the way that their schedule sets up. They travel to Canada-McMillan next week. They host Fox Chapel, and then they host Seneca Valley before traveling on the road to Pine Richland, and then that North Allegheny game follows. So there's an opportunity where they could definitely continue this shutdown defense where I hate to be cliche about it and maybe over-obvious, but if one team's not putting points on the board, you're going to win the football game.
You're right, and I think this is something that, people are going to look at this film and they're going to say, okay, you have to use their aggressiveness to your advantage. Case in point, North Hills trick play. You can see flow of the defense, receiver wide open in the back of the end zone. Unfortunately, that play got called back. But those are plays, reverses, trick plays that you're going to have to now, use to your advantage moving forward. But Central Catholic, you have to give hats off to them. They came on the road, hostile environment early on in this ball game, started out methodically down the field, and they said, you want to know what, in order for us to win this football game, we're going to have to dominate the line of scrimmage, in which they did. So you have to give the offensive line credit because they dominated throughout the entire game.
Yeah, we just worked real hard this offseason. We still got to get better and keep working every day. There's room for improvement. We just fought for 48 minutes. It was a rough game. We didn't stop playing, and we just pushed it out.
Our Lady of Sacred Heart better watch out, because in our Panera Bread Bowl games of the week, the road team is undefeated and the home team is winless.
So I don't know if that's going to be a streak that's going to continue, but you better believe come next week we're going to have one heck of a football game.
It will be Laurel, the Spartans of Laurel, from up in that Newcastle area, taking on the Our Lady of the Sacred Heart Chargers That's our next Panera Bread Bowl High School football game of the week. Charlie, your final thoughts on this one? A win for Central Catholic.
Win for Central Catholic. They came in here, did a phenomenal job coming on the road, winning a football game. They had crowd support. They came in here and represented well, and this is something that you expect from one of the top in the Quad 8th Division. North Hills, on the other hand, they have to just turn around and regroup. Can't beat yourself when you're playing against football teams like Central Catholic. It's not going to get any easier as they can prepare to move on in their schedule for North Hills. In order for them to turn around and be one of the ones left over toward the end of the season, and you're talking November football, they have to now start to play some of their best football. You haven't seen their best tonight, but you're going to continue to get it. So I think if you have North Hills on your schedule, you better be prepared for some tough, mad Indians coming out there to represent.
No question about it. The Indians fall here tonight to the Pittsburgh Central Catholic Vikings. The final score, Pittsburgh Central Catholic 24, North Hills nothing. For our entire Champ Sports Network crew, John Rubino, our producer. For Charlie Batch, I'm Matt Farago. This has been a presentation of the Champ Sports Network, where champions are heard. The Panera Bread Bowl rolls on next week from Moon Township at Robert Morris University, where Our Lady of the Sacred Heart hosts Laurel. Until then, good night, everybody, from Martirelli Stadium at North Hills. Charlie Batch joining us for the broadcast of baseball. Thanks for joining us. This should be a good one.